right, time to go get the Avalon. Up and down the road. I mean, Jesus Christ, I just got back in and the baddest ass truck out there, the Tremor. Yeah, right. But now I'm getting in the baddest ass Tremor as well. And the kid, the daughter, is going to drive me. She just can't wait to drive. She just loves, I wonder if she got the driving thing. And you know what? For my kid, she rode in vehicles with me for years as I drove around working on my cars. So she kept on getting growing up. All right, so yeah, I wonder why my kid likes to drive vehicles. And I always thought about that because whether you realize it or not, you know, when she was just a kid, she was riding around my car for hours and hours. I used to take her down to my mother-in-law's house, and that was an hour away. And then I had to pick her up, and I was an hour back. I wouldn't worry about it. What are you doing?
That's crazy. The barn
so the kid, here we go again. Here we go again.
The barn open.
You're jinxed. You've jinxed it. You gotta go over there now. You can't leave the barn doors open. The Challenger will be stolen.
What a joke. I mean,
she's jinxed.
Are you serious? This has never happened.
Watch out
to
now.
me.
I'm back in this.
Dad, I'm not.
Hey, give me the control.
Stick it out the window.
Yeah, you know. There we go. I'm gonna beat the gate. Yeah, so anyway, don't worry about it. Just leave the gate open. It closes by itself. Just leave it alone. Leave it alone. Leave the gate alone. Jeez. All right. Oh my gosh. Taking orders.
I'm trying to put this away.
You're gonna crash.
No, I'm not.
Yikes. Yeah, so back when she was just a little itty bitty baby, I used to drive her, you know, she'd spend 2 hours a day in the car with me. Just driving back and forth to get to her grandmommy's house. And then when she got a little older, to get into school, we put her in a private Christian school under my mother-in-law's house, and oh my gosh. So then I had to drive. Look at this guy. He's gonna go through the four-way. Nope. He didn't.
Yes, he did.
Oh, right. So I used to drive. This is no lie. I used to drive my daughter down to a private school that was an hour away plus because I had to get in traffic. We'd leave at like I think 7 a.m. and then I had to drive back because you know I'm dropping her off at like 8 o'clock. I had to drive back to my business to get my guys working. So, you know, that was that. And then I worked out in the field. I tried to time it where I'd be over in that area to pick her up. But oh my gosh, I was driving, you know, over 200 miles a day for the, yeah, so my daughter here, you know, the real message here is, I always wondered to myself of all those days of me driving up and down the road, my kid living in the car, and then there were many days prior to her going to school, she used to ride around with me in my vehicles as I worked on my vehicles, which would be 4, 5, 6, you know, hour days of just riding around with me in the back seat, and it was classic. I had a Joe Gibbs Chevy Tahoe. You know, if you know Joe Gibbs Racing, I had a Joe Gibbs Chevy Tahoe supercharged with the 327 motor in it. This was the 5.3 motor. And this is back in 2004. And it was lowered, so it had a suspension system on it, had a supercharger. And it's a pretty cool truck. And so I used to blast around on that. But at that time, I used to actually let my dogs ride with me and not embellishing. So I think I had Trigger and Cash and Rio and Buddy. So I had 4 dogs. I had 4 dogs in my Chevy Tahoe, and my daughter, you know, when she was only like, you know, 6 months old, in the back seat as well. So had all these dogs, had my kid. So now here I'm hot rodding around my Chevy Tahoe, and I'm going down that greenway, which is just a cop magnet. I mean, it's state boys live on that road. If you haul butt on that road, you're going to get a ticket. Which, sure enough, I hot dog it by a guy in a 911 Porsche, and I get clocked by a state boy doing 88 miles an hour in a 70 mile an hour road. So I'm like, so he pulls me over, and now here's all my dogs and my kid. You know, you can only imagine if you're the state boy, you see this guy hot dogging it down this little, you know, custom Chevy Tahoe, and then you look inside, there's 4 dogs and kids. Are you thinking, all right, this is a unique guy? Like, yeah, yep, I sure am. So this whole message is about the kid being a natural at driving because she's lived behind the wheel of a car, or I should say she's lived in a car. But no, she didn't have birth in a car. We made it to the hospital on time. So she wasn't a baby that was born in the back seat. Okay. So now it's starting to look like that Carvana 400 deal is going down. Just a minute ago, she's like, why? Why would you want to do that? She's talking about...
I like the Calvary Blue over that silver.
No, the lunar rock.
What?
The moon rock.
It's a silver.
Yeah, so it's interesting. I first brought it up, I said, hey, it looks like that 400 deal may be going down. She was like, oh, but why? But now, I'm like, she's thinking at the Toyota dealership where we drove the X, where they have that nice, that's a 2021, you know, TRD Pro with 9,000 miles on it, and it's very expensive. So no offense to any of the Toyota people that watch my channel. I doubt anybody gets this far in my channels. You're probably like, this guy just talks too much. Okay, I get it. I'm still talking already. So yeah, I'm talking about the Carvana adventure, which I want to do a Carvana adventure and share my excitement of going to get one, or share my total sadness of, wow, I can't believe these guys would do this. You know, they're selling me this, even though they have like a 150 point inspection on the car or something like that. So what do you think of the Cavalry Blue?
I like that.
What do you think of the idea of a Toyota 4Runner?
If it's in the price range of $48,000 to $53K, I think it's a good idea.
Well, what's this? Okay. All right. So she's now disclosing all the pricing to everybody, which she's not nice. So I don't know if she'll. I don't think I'll be editing that out. You know, she's gonna get personal. Oh, by the way, my dad makes this amount of money. And oh, by the way, my dad does this for a living. And oh, by the way, and my dad has Cheerios for breakfast. And oh, by the way, my dad, he likes to wear pajamas to bed. And oh, by the way. I'm not driving. I'm videoing. So you went to the gym. How much did what'd you do today in the gym?
Upper body and lower body.
You didn't do any squatting?
No, I did that squat rack thing.
How many pounds did you put on this time?
It was 3 plates on each side with a 10 on each side.
How many plates?
3 plates on each side with a 10.
What was it the other day? I thought it was 4 plates.
It was 4 plates.
Yeah, okay. How'd it feel?
Good. I did 15 reps.
So you're doing the leg press.
No. The squat machine.
Where you're standing up?
Yeah.
Wow. You weren't doing squats free weight though. Yeah, so then once you got done working out, any spooky guys hang out in the parking lot?
No.
Thank goodness.
Because I ran.
Last time she was at the gym, some guy was hanging out next to her Dodge Challenger Gold Rush, which that's a concern. I will say this much, that Gold Rush gets a lot of attention. And the sad fact is that those cars are sought after to steal. Some guy was sitting in a car, and when she came up to the car, the guy rolled down his window asking her questions. So
No, Dad. I saw both his hands
get it. But he asked you where you live.
Yeah,
Isn't that
because
comforting?
he wanted to hang out.
Yeah, and here's a guy's trying to hit on my daughter, and he's saying, "Hey, where do you live?" And so if you're a woman or even a guy, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna tell you where I live. I have no idea who you are, but yeah, I live at XXX address, and I'll be home in an hour. Yeah, right. So I've taught my daughter a lot about what to handle, but I also told her that, you know, as anybody knows, there's the potential for these frickin' Mopar products. I mean, Dodge has done a terrible job. Here we go. I mean, if anybody's watched my channels, I'm sure like this guy's just so anti-Dodge lately. You know, I'm just telling you the way it is. Here's the reality. Dodge has done a total disservice to people buying these cars because they're so easy to steal. I mean, it's ridiculous. You know, so Dodge, get your act together. I mean, sad. You know, I'm gonna have to do something to this car so they can't steal it. You know, and I've been telling my daughter that if you leave this car out, I've been telling my daughter now that if you leave that car, if she goes to the same public place over and over again with that vehicle, there's no doubt in my mind eventually that car's going to get stolen. You know, if that vehicle sits out in the middle of a parking lot in a public area and somebody starts scoping that car, it's gone. So for the moment, she's not driving that car. I mean, I've already told her, it's like,
but Dad, you're telling everyone on YouTube our location.
Really?
And
where you go? I'm telling you where you go. I mean,
no,
I hate to break the bad news,
but people know you have that car. So if someone really wants it, they'll just go to the Leesburg show
there you go.
on Sunday and
we'll just tell them everything. Yeah. Well, anyways, so you know, I'm trying to radiate back to these people here. They have daughters, sons. If you're even a person, you know, unfortunately, we live in a world where people do devious things, and I'm just trying to hopefully not let that happen to me and my daughter, and that's where the goal is. Anybody else, same thing. So, you know, the message is the car's not going to be sitting in public places all the time. I'm not that idiotic, so, you know, forget it. I never did. My Hellcats, you know, the dealership, unfortunately, you know, didn't realize how valuable that car was. And they let it sit out in the parking lot for a week, and bye-bye, it's gone, you know. I'm going to tell you right now, if you have a very nice car and you park it somewhere out in public space where it's visible on a regular basis, eventually that car gets scoped and it'll be stolen. It could even be, you know, it could be a GT500. It could be a Highline BMW. It just depends. If you're leaving a vehicle in a public area, your odds are against you in today's world. So I hope that's another good lesson for you. Valuable. Now where you going? They've redone this whole road. So here's think about this. This Ford dealership here used to have an entrance here. That makes no sense why they took it away. They took away their entrance. Right there. And then down here, the Toyota dealership wins because they still have their entrance. Oh, it's people that sit behind a desk that come to closure and how things work, you know. Oh, I'll make that decision. Not a big deal. All right, here we are at the Toyota dealership, Leesburg Toyota.
I like that better than what you.
Well, that's a guy who owns that one. Okay, so now here's a car inventory: used car, used car, used cars, used cars. You know, so dealers are riding off used cars, which that's what's going on. Dealers.
Do I go to the left immediately or the next?
Left, right here. Just once you're going around the building, so you know, so here's the inventory. You know, but hey, the media will tell you. But hey, you know, no cars to sell. A lot of used. All right, stop right here. There's my Ice Age 1 Avalon. All right, inspected and ready to go in the TRD Avalon. It's a funky looking car, isn't it? But it's such a cool car. So, and what's crazy is in my collection of cars now, this is now the oldest car that I've had. Think about that. Yikes, the guy drove it. He's probably half my size. Good Lord, man. Seat's all the way to the front. And you hear that exhaust? This is such a fun vehicle. Yeah, how often do I set that right? All right, get some heat. Get some heated seats. I wish I had vented seats. All right, since I got a brand new iPhone, it doesn't know I exist. Is that a good thing? All right, here's the big shebang, man. Yeah, guys are laughing. Yeah, you said that car is more fun than the Hellcat Charger, huh? Got your attention, so I go to sport. Does the exhaust open up anymore? No. It doesn't. Or does it? So, get some people hauling tail down here. It's just a great car. Anybody that's a Toyota person knows the Avalon product, they're gonna be like, yeah, that's a nice car, man. Avalons are a great vehicle. A little stiffer suspension now. Well, I'm coming to the end of my day of riding around and yippity-yapping talking, so I'll do some editing. Hopefully I can create another good video. I got a video from yesterday on the big purchase, which I haven't finished that, so you'll see that posted. And then this video will come in after this, because, Lord, I've done a lot of talking today. So how I chop it all up and give you some, maybe, you know, some you're like, yeah, I liked it, or yeah, it's